It's time for another tale from the Dungeon Master, and this is another story from the Apocalypse Squad. To quickly remind you, my friends and I switched from D&D 3.5 to Pathfinder, and we created 6 level 20 characters to celebrate the change and to test the limits of the engine, and they went on to face down some apocalyptic scenarios. Now, this story is about a tournament. See, a warlord from the negative material plane wanted to take over the prime material plane, and he found a way to do this. So he invaded, and he attacked the strongholds of many of the gods, and they sent out their champions, kept losing. So they made a deal with the gods of the negative material plane that if he wanted to successfully merge his realm with the prime material plane like he planned, he would have to win 10 tournaments over the course of 1,000 years. At this point, when the story started, he had won 9. Now, if you haven't been living under a rock over the last 30 years, you know that this sounds a lot like the Mortal Kombat tournament. And yeah, I did take that as inspiration, especially since Mortal Kombat 2011 was still pretty new on our minds. But I made some changes to the tournament structure. See, initially, this was a team tournament. So the whole team, all 6 fighters, would be facing off against teams of 6 fighters across different landscapes and battlegrounds to either knockout or death, depending on the character. And this is a mostly good aligned team. So, except for Lucy, the drow rogue, who was the only one that was explicitly evil, they mostly knocked them out with Lucy killing people when she thought she could get away with it. So we reached the end of the tournament, and the guy who's the representative of the negative material plane's warlord, who is a dark wizard from the negative material plane, says, like, okay, you last 6 who've won, plus 2 others from some other victorious teams, you're going to be going one-on-one. And now at this point, you would think that this is the monk's apocalyptic story, but it's not, because the champion of the tournament, the Goro character, she was a Deva, and more importantly, she was the mother of Marcus the Aasimar Paladin. So all throughout this tournament, after Marcus had learned that his mother was helping this dark wizard, he's saying, why are you doing this? Why would my mother want to help a warlord merge the negative material plane with the prime material plane and destroy us all? And these are just going on inside of his head throughout the tournament. So he gets to the final fight with ended up being him and the monk. Now the monk, who had actually been privy to this information about this tournament 1,000 years ago, before he was sealed, knew the stakes, and he understood that only a paladin should be facing off against a Deva. A corrupted Deva, I should say. Well, in his eyes, I mean. But anyway, so Marcus ends up going up against his mother, and he's like, why, Mom? Why would you do this? Why would you help these people destroy reality? And as kindly as I can have her say, he's like, my boy, our gods are not what you think they are. They don't care the way they're supposed to. They don't help you the way that they should. And they need to understand this. And if destroying the reality that they help create is what's necessary, then that's what I'm going to do. And Marcus balks at this idea. There's a lot of innocent people that will get caught in the crossfire. I mean, by all means, bring these gods to justice, but don't hurt the innocent people. So he ends up fighting his own mother. And of course, he wins. And he ends up going on to fight the wizard. Because, of course, since this is based on Mortal Kombat, you knew that that would be the final boss fight. And he fights the wizard and he kills him, resetting the number of tournament victories back to 0. And they go on their way. But this affected Marcus. Because, I mean, all of these Apocalypse Squad stories were meant to affect the characters in a personal way until we got through all of them. And he ends up carrying this for the remainder of this campaign. He's like wondering, are the gods that I serve really beings worth worshiping? But in the end, he decides, well, regardless, I'm still going to do right by the people of this world. I'm still going to protect them. I'm still going to stop these great evils from happening, whether or not these beings that are responsible for my creation are worthy of such worship or not. But that's the tournament arc. So stay tuned for more episodes. Until then, take care.